Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at Hurricane Eta as it's about to make landfall in Nicaragua and Central America. Currently at this time, the storm has weakened down from 150 miles per hour to 140 miles per hour sustained winds. And this is a slow mover, so it's going to drop a lot of rainfall. It's currently moving west at only 3 miles per hour. If we take a look at the eye wall itself, you can see it's a perfectly defined eye. That means the storm is really strong, and all those dark colors on the storm is really intense thunderstorms around the eye. If we take a look at the intensity guidance, as you can see, it's going to go from a category 4 and it's going to drop significantly and increase as it makes its way back out to the Caribbean. This is currently where the storm is, just offshore of Nicaragua while it's moving west. And this is what the GFS Ensembles members think. It's going to make a landfall, go through Central America, and get off into the water and strengthen back to possibly even a hurricane, and affect Florida and the Panhandle. If we continue to the GEPS Ensembles, it shows the same thing. It shows it making landfall in Central America, going over Cuba, and going on the western side of Florida up to the Panhandle as well. If we take a look at GFS model here, as we continue into the Caribbean here, the Western Atlantic, and see, here's Hurricane Eta about to make landfall, and it goes over Central America, weakens, and then it comes back out on offshore, south of Cuba, and eventually makes its way over Cuba, weakens, and then goes up Florida. It sits out there and possibly even strengthens before going back and interfering with the cold front that it's going to drag it up across the northeast. If we take a look at the CMC model here, it shows pretty much the same thing. It shows making landfall in Central America, going off the waters, and then it makes its way up to Cuba and Florida. This isn't the outcome we really wanted. We hope it maybe go out to sea, but there's a high pressure sitting out here. So the high pressure out here, the winds come around this way, so it would force the storm to stay down here, and the only way it would come up is go up here, because there's a cold front up here that's going to drag it up, and then it's going to go all the way up there. We wish that the storm would go out to sea, but it's currently not looking like that'll happen. If we take a look at the total cumulative precip here, it shows anywhere in the yellow is up to 10 inches, which is seriously a big amount of rain. If we take a look at GFS, it shows the same thing. Florida, Cuba, and all the Central American countries. Maybe even a GFS Para shows the same thing too. Over Jamaica, Cuba, Florida, it's not looking good. Sadly, this is the closest I can get to the Gulf of Mexico and Central America countries with the European, but we're going to have to deal with it. It shows a storm in the bottom right. It shows it coming offshore eventually, throwing the moisture up into the Gulf, moves over Cuba, and into Florida. But then it sits in the Gulf of Mexico and goes back into the Panhandle. If we look for a total amount of precip here, it shows the same thing. Anywhere in the yellow is heavy rain, and anywhere in the red too. Anywhere from the purple and up is really heavy rain. It shows 13 inches of rain, and even up to 10 inches on Miami, in the Miami-Dade area. This isn't very good, and we obviously don't want this. But sadly, some things have to happen in life. I hope everybody stays safe and have a good one.